Hello everybody and welcome to Doing the Ditch podcast. Now obviously we got a live video this week for the podcast, and like I said, they finally get to put some faces to the names, which I don't know if that helps us or hurts us, but
I think in your case it definitely helps. You can't do a whole lot with this guy, I'm telling you.
I do appreciate that. And like I said, we're here with Captain Greg Parker, and we are so excited to bring you this video as we inch ever closer to the big trip. It's coming up here pretty soon, isn't it, Greg?
It is, Grady. We hope to be in Norfolk on the 26th, that Friday.
Okay.
Get it in the water and get it tied up at Tidewater Marina, which is basically mile marker zero.
Sure.
That is right on the same line, same parallel as mile marker zero.
Sure.
So we'll be there for the night, and then we'll provision the boat from there, and then Jeff and I jump on Saturday morning, the 27th, and away we go.
Like I said, so it's what, less than 20 days, right?
That's right.
20 days.
That's it.
Wow, that's exciting. That's exciting. I know we just talked to Jeff not too long ago, and we're going to get Jeff on the audio version of this podcast here very shortly. So I know Jeff is excited and ready to go.
He
Like
is.
you said,
He is.
making those preparations. A lot of what you did this past week, correct me if I'm wrong, was make those preparations as far as itinerary is concerned. I know a lot goes into that, right?
It does. Jeff has worked on this diligently. I kind of got the charts out, and based on some of the marinas I had been in over the years, I laid out like a 10-day plan.
Sure.
Gave it to Jeff for his approval, to be perfectly honest. And he's taken that and refined it through his contacts, his marina experience, and he's got access to so many websites and so many other outlets due to his experience of delivering boats and whatnot. His experience in that area far outweighs mine, so I kind of put it together. He has refined it to the point that we're going to use it, and no, he's worked very, very hard on that.
Awesome. And I know you're thankful to have not only a friend, but as another captain with that experience to go on this trip.
Absolutely.
And I think
Absolutely.
that's really important, because like I said, for those of you who are maybe turning into us late or just now seeing us for the first time on video, why don't you briefly just recap what you're actually doing, what we call Doing the Ditch. Tell us specifically about the adventure you're about to take.
Well, the ditch itself, it extends unofficially from up in New Jersey all the way through the Keys, around the west coast of Florida up into Texas.
Sure.
So it's about a 3,000 mile marked intracoastal waterway.
Sure.
The Atlantic Intracoastal Waterway officially starts in Norfolk, and is marked all the way through the Keys. What we're going to do is start in Norfolk, and we're going to go to basically the port of Miami, mile marker 1,089. So what Jeff has done it. I have done it on several boats, delivering boats north to south, and we did it together on a sailboat coming out of Maryland down to Charleston. But for some reason, this hit me one day to do it, and to do it on a skiff, on top of everything. that's kind of put the spin on it, I guess you'd say. That's kind of unique, I guess.
Yeah, that's quite the spin. So correct me if I'm wrong. 27-foot skiff.
Correct. It's manufactured by Four Sons Marine in Fair Bluff, North Carolina. John and Kelly Jarvis and their family. They understand building boats, Grady.
Sure.
They understand them, and they.
Well, you better hope they do.
Well, I hope you understand this 27.
Right. Sure. Yeah.
But no, in all seriousness, they are super to work with, family oriented. They do the best they can to use nothing but U.S. materials,
cool.
And that in itself means something to me.
Cool. Yeah.
And Jeff, being a former member of the U.S. Coast Guard, I know how he feels about the United States of America, like I do. So we try to support that, and Jeff puts a lot of emphasis on that, and John and Kelly Jarvis, they certainly do that, making their boats.
Sure.
But yeah, it's a 27-foot coastal skiff, and I'm hoping to take delivery this week, actually.
Wow. So like you said, it's just about ready, right? Yeah.
It is. Mercury, we have teamed and partnered with Mercury Marine, Mercury Outboards, and there's one more piece to the puzzle that's being installed by virtue of Mercury tomorrow, and I'm expecting a call Tuesday to hopefully have this boat behind the truck on Wednesday or Thursday.
Wow, wow. And I know for you it's been really nice because we've been talking about the process, but it must be really nice to have somebody specifically in Four Sons Marina that, you know, you talk about trust, obviously, and building a boat and being on a boat, there's a lot of trust, but it must have been nice for you to have the communication and the back and forth you've had with them during this whole process. They've been, at least from what you've told me, they've been providing you regular updates, talking about customization. Would you rather have this certain feature, or how do you want this cut? So that had to have been really nice for you.
It is. I met them years ago. They built a 21-foot for me when they were only building 18s and 21s, and they were working with individuals at that point. Today they work strictly through dealers.
Sure.
But I met them through Coastal Angler magazine, actually.
Wow.
They had ads there. So I talked to John at length one day, went and paid him a visit, and I had a legal pad full of questions about the design, about you know, everything right down to the type of rub rail that they use.
Wow.
And he basically stopped in a very nice way and said, look, stay within the hull, and if you can draw it, we can build it.
Wow.
So you're 100% right. The trust, the communication, and their skills and ability. I mean, for a boat of this nature, I'd put them head and shoulders above anybody.
Sure.
Obviously, when you step up to a sport fisherman or something of that nature, the detail and the attention that is paid is in greater depth because you have more boat to deal with.
Sure.
But in this case, they put a lot of attention on a flat bottom skiff.
Right, right. And like I said, the cool part, or really the part that makes this trip unique in a sense, is that it's being done in a 27-foot skiff. So like I said, the trust you must have in them, and that says a lot for Marine, the quality of boat they're producing, that you feel comfortable enough, that you and Jeff feel comfortable enough to be taking this trip, which is just over 1,000 nautical miles. Is that?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, and it is, and you do have to put a lot of trust in the boat. You have to put a lot of trust in your fellow captain and his ability, which I would bump Jeff up against anybody.
Yeah.
And you have to be able to trust all aspects of this when you're taking a flat bottom skiff and you're going to transition to Albemarle Sound.
Sure.
The bottom of the Pamlico Sound, the Cape Fear River.
Yeah.
I mean, look, there's some big bodies of water that you don't normally see skiffs transition through.
Right.
Now you take a day like today, it's blowing 15.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You can see behind us.
You can see the whitecaps behind us. Yeah.
So when I crossed the Alligator River on the way to the Outer Banks today, it was stacked up.
Sure.
And that can become like a washboard with any wind.
Right.
Especially coming out of the bigger Albemarle. You do have to put a lot of trust in your equipment.
Sure.
There's no question.
Sure. Now, kind of switching gears here, Greg. There's been a phrase that you've been using a lot, and it's really struck a chord not only with me, but certainly our followers and a lot of people who are tuning in on this trip. And it's been, "Don't wait to live, reach out and grab it all." And like you said, that has struck a chord not only with me, but I think everybody who's interested in this trip. This "Don't wait to live" theme, it has kind of become our slogan for the trip.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about that and what that means to you?
Well, to be perfectly honest with you, Greg, I don't really know where it came from.
Sure.
It just, the first day we were filming, it just kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And I think maybe it's because I've got 58 candles on my birthday cake. I don't know. Perhaps that's what it is. Yeah. But you know, really, all jokes aside, you know, someday you're going to run out of some days.
Yeah.
And there's no reason to don't wait to live.
Right.
Because you know, we're not blessed with the promise of tomorrow.
Sure.
We're blessed with what we have right this very second. And,
Sure.
and I don't know, it hit me out of nowhere, but it truly does mean something to me, and I have always tried to live that way.
Sure.
I've been a victim, like a lot of people, of saying, well, you know, maybe one day or someday.
Right.
I've said it as much as everybody else.
Yeah.
But it's hit home for me.
Sure.
And it has touched a lot of people through what you've been able to put on the website and the podcast, and I tell you, and it's come through. The reason I say this with authority, and you can say it too, because they've contacted you.
Sure.
People have private messaged us from me putting it on the Whole Truth,
Right.
the website, recently, Facebook. People are coming and they're saying to us, you know, this is inspiring. You've encouraged me and you've motivated me to get off the sofa, if you will.
Sure.
But it has become a theme, and it's impacted a lot of people already.
Yeah.
And we know that because they've
Right.
actually contacted us to tell us.
Right, and that's the thing. When we first got together, I mean, this was a dream, right? This was a dream for us. And you know, when we were in that fishing tournament, and you were telling me about what you wanted to do, and I thought, well, Greg, let's document it. Let's share this
Yeah.
story, because I thought, I knew then it was a powerful story, but I have been overwhelmed with the reception that we've had, the amount of views, the people tuning in and commenting and just reaching out. And correct me if I'm wrong, Greg, but we've talked about this. There's been quite a few people to not only open up their docks for your boat, but people are actually opening up their home for you. Yeah.
I mean, they have.
Yeah.
And to be honest, that has been something that has really touched me. And explaining that to Jeff, I mean, he's felt it kind of tug at him too. But it's true. We've had people contact us, and you know, the first night we'll be in. Obviously, the first night we'll be in Portsmouth to launch, and then on the next day, the first day of the trip, we're going to be in Coin Jock. Mm-hmm. Well, there's a family that contacted us from Hill and Outer Banks,
Sure.
and they said, we're not going to be in our home. This is a second home for them.
Sure.
They have allowed us to use their home instead of a motel for the first night.
Right.
You know, right at first I was overwhelmed
Sure.
with the kindness of this.
Sure.
But that's some people's way of being a part of this trip.
Right.
You know, I didn't know these people.
Sure.
I know them now, obviously.
Right. Yeah.
But they've opened their home, and they're going to allow us to stay there. And there's an older couple in Myrtle Beach that contacted me. This guy used to deliver boats up and down the ditch, and he said he's done it for probably, 40 years.
Right.
But his wife experienced some health issues, and he said, I don't do it anymore, but we moved to Myrtle Beach. We live right on the ICW, and you're welcome to stay with us
Wow.
when you come through.
Wow.
There was a group in, outside of St. Simon Island that has offered, they've offered to cook for us when we come through that night. And a gentleman and his wife in Fort Lauderdale. Mm-hmm. This one has really touched me. He offered his dock, as you say.
Yeah.
He has offered his home, his vehicle.
Wow.
He's offered to cook for us. I mean, it's incredible.
Wow.
And his wife is also experiencing some health issues, so we won't be staying with these people. We'll be staying in a hotel close by. But we're all going to use his dock. We're all going to use his vehicle and his expertise, because we're going to leave his home, go to Miami, and return. Use his dock again.
Wow.
Use his expertise on a landing and a ramp to get the boat loaded to come home.
Right.
But Grady, honest to goodness, the human element of this and the reach, it's really been, it's almost an emotional situation if you really think about it.
For sure. Like you said, the fact that, again, correct me if I'm wrong, you didn't know any of these people prior to us putting this out there. And I think for me that really speaks to being a relatively new boater myself. It speaks to I think the greater boating community.
Yeah.
And I hope it encourages people, kind of like what you said, it encourages people. There's adventure right in their own backyard.
Yeah.
And the ICW is a great adventure. And you can see some of the most beautiful, quaintest little towns, coastal towns, all up and down the Intercoastal Waterway. And it's something that I don't know how many people get to experience.
Now there are a lot of folks that you see pictures in various magazines and documentaries of the Dismal Swamp Canal or whatever, the low country of South Carolina, but to do it and to see it is a dream for some people. We're beyond fortunate to be able to do it and have done it, and hopefully we'll do it again. But this is allowing people through your abilities and your
Appreciate it.
your media business to allow people to ride with us.
Sure.
And it's been touching. There's no question about it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And the other thing that I think is really cool, Greg, is that several people have reached out to you not only for advice and saying, hey, I'm getting ready to do this. Any suggestions? Is there anything that you can talk to me about, or I'm thinking about running this short distance, and you've been ready and willing to talk to them. But correct me if I'm wrong, several people have reached out to you about actually chartering and getting that firsthand experience,
Yeah.
right, with you as the captain. That's got to be a pretty cool thing that you may be able to actually take some people on these little private charters and show them areas that maybe, like I said, they don't know are there, but beautiful
Yeah.
areas. Yeah.
No, that's true. We've had a bunch of people contact us that they have boats. Some of them do, some of them don't.
Sure.
Some people are a little tentative maybe to navigate part of the Intracoastal, not having been they're not accustomed to using the day markers
Right.
or the navigation that's out there. But yeah, they've contacted us. We're going to, when we get this trip behind us, there's a group that wants to see the entire stretch of North Carolina. So we've agreed to take their family, Jeff and I, and show them from basically Norfolk to Cherry Grove, South Carolina,
Right.
somewhere in that
Right.
area. There's another group who wants to talk about taking long weekends and eventually doing the whole trip.
That's cool. Yeah.
Which, I mean, and that's going to take a
Yeah,
while.
right, yeah.
But it's things like that have really, I guess you could say, it's kind of helped me believe more in mankind, more
Sure,
so today
sure.
than
Right.
ever with
Right.
the way the world is.
Right. Right.
But you're right, the boating community is, I've been fortunate to be in a lot of marinas up and down the East Coast. And there's so many nice people. Everybody's there for the same reason.
Sure.
Is there a bad apple somewhere? Certainly.
Right.
But for the most part, man, everybody's there for the same reason.
That's awesome.
You're invited to someone's boat to maybe have a drink with them,
Sure.
or to share a story from the day,
Sure.
or the fish that got away, or
Right,
something.
right.
But the people, it's really a very, very cool environment.
Awesome. And like I said, this return to the human element in certainly trying times, unprecedented times, is what we've heard. This especially this pandemic. It's nice to see the human element. It's nice to see people coming together, and I'm so excited to bring our viewers this journey that you're willing to share. And like I said, whether you're taking a charter with Greg, or you're just sitting in your house having a cup of coffee, tuning into us every night, the idea, we're going to try to provide daily updates, daily podcasts, and obviously with the help of you and Greg, who are willing to share this trip, people can tune along with us.
Yeah.
Which is really nice.
Hopefully during the day we're going to be able to put some stuff on Facebook. Now that I understand what Facebook does, this is all new territory. Look, you talk about uncharted waters.
Yeah.
This captain's in uncharted waters. But I've had an education on Facebook, and I'm going to post some things as we go during the day. But the big story is going to be at night.
Sure.
When I download all of the footage back to you.
Right.
You get it on the website, get it on YouTube, and get it out there. That's where the big stuff's going to
Sure,
happen.
sure.
But during the day, provided we got cell service,
Right.
we're going to be able to show you, the shot of this or the video
Right.
of that or
Right.
something. But the big heavy lifting is going to be done at night by you.
Sure. No, and like I said, our team is certainly thrilled to be on this journey, and we're thrilled to bring you the adventure.
Yeah.
For is it 2? Can we say the Adventure 2? Can we call that? Can we say,
Well, that's
draw that
that's
attention
the
to that
name
yet?
of the vessel.
The Adventure 2.
Adventure 2.
Which we love, and like I said, we're so excited to bring you this adventure. And like you say, you won't spill your coffee if you ride along with you.
That's
so
it.
like I said, that's what we're looking forward to. Captain Greg, it's certainly a pleasure for you to take the time to meet with us. I'm glad we can do this. It's beautiful. For your sake, I hope the wind maybe is blowing not quite this hard.
Makes two of us.
Yes, because it's blowing pretty good. Like I said, if you get over a certain big body of water, like I said, on that 27 skiff, it could be fairly interesting. But no, we're certainly glad to have you here, and we're again thrilled to bring you the adventure. And Greg, as you say, don't wait to live, reach out and grab it all.
Absolutely.
Thank you for
Someday you
tuning
will
in.
run out of some days. Don't forget that.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Thank you for tuning in, and we hope to bring you some more videos. And that's our timer.
How about it?
How about that? 20 minutes, my man. Thank you, everybody.